Welcome back to the workshop. A project that I am now working on is using some scrap materials here in the workshop. I've got several projects going this year, Puzzle Cabinet 4, Puzzle Box 10, but they require a lot of design process, and I wanted a project I can actually physically work on in the shop, on, after work or on weekends or that sort of thing. So the project I'm working on right now is something to fill a space on my pegboard. I just had some scrap wood that left over for some of my other projects, and then what better use for them than for doing some storage, tool storage type thing here in the workshop. So I moved some tools around and I ended up with this space here on the tool board, or on the pegboard. There's a wooden block here that the pegboard is attached to. This is some really heavy duty pegboard, so I probably could just drill right through it with a screw. So filling this space here, I'm going to put in sort of a box with a sliding panel. And one side will have drawers and the other side will be open. The back of it will have plywood that will then be screwed straight into the pegboard. Or I might be able to figure out a way to attach it with maybe rivets or something through the actual holes, so I'm not damaging the pegboard itself. So getting started, I've already got this wood here. I've got plans. This is sort of how it will look. Again, a box, two drawers, and a sliding panel. And of course that was done in SketchUp. Here's a picture of the overall carcass and how that will look. And then some side shots and a picture of the groove. So that's all ready to go. Main point for having instructions for me is so that I am not jumping ahead and trying to do something that needed to wait until something else was done, like gluing something together before putting the groove in or something like that. This piece of oak will be the sliding panel. The pieces themselves, the way I'm thinking of doing this is having them attach, so having my boards like this so that these end pieces will drill into the top and bottom using wood screws, and that'll be the joinery. I might put some glue in just to kind of reinforce that, but primarily it will be wood screws, 2 per each side. And then inside will be the grooves and the drawers and this open space. And I might do something with the open space, I just haven't decided that yet. Using this graduated marking gauge, I'm going ahead and marking for the rabbets that'll be on either end of the oak piece. Next, I'm placing it onto my bench hook, and using a straight edge or a square, I'm going to create a knife wall for the saw blade to work in. Using my crosscut saw, what I'm doing is cutting down to the level of where the top of the rabbet will be. The saw provides a defined line that I can chisel to. Using a chisel, I'm cutting off the waste of the upper part of the wood before you get down to the rabbet itself. I'm using another piece of oak to kind of create a fence to add to the other end. And with this bullnose shoulder plane, I'm going to use that to even down the waist to get down to the rabbet. Okay, at this point I have finished doing the two sides. And in addition to using the bullnose plane, I also used my rabbet plane, my Stanley rabbet, to kind of give me a little more, a rougher cut or a rougher plane. So I used this for some of it. So at this point, I've got it about where I want it. I may need to do a little more for the actual fit, but I think the next thing to do is to work on making the grooves in the top and the bottom.